I'm up here on a hill in Scotland, and I've told myself, and have also been getting the guidance to start documenting the journey more. I've been delving into this intuitive world for the last 2 years now, I think, and it's been quite a journey, but I feel like there's still been this missing piece of not stepping fully forward into it. So this is me working at changing that and documenting it along the way, because there's something about the documenting and the video aspect and all the other things that is quite, I don't know if uncomfortable is the right word, but I'm going to go with uncomfortable just because there's some sort of resistance that I have to doing it. But I would like to overcome that, because in order to share the messages that come through and to share the gifts that I'm being asked to share, I'm going to need to do that. So let this be the beginning of that. Imperfect, uncomfortable, and windy apparently. So hopefully you can hear. Let me just show you how beautiful it is here. So I couldn't think of a more perfect spot to start documenting this. So one thing I do when I'm channeling, or like doing channeling by myself, is I will often write down questions. I'll use a letters chart, just a little easy one that I made myself. Nothing crazy. I don't know if you can see that in the sunlight, but it's just got letters on it, the alphabet. Oh, don't blow away, please. And then I use my pendulum to start channeling some questions, just because I find that when I'm channeling for myself, it's one of those things that you have to discern and differentiate between what is thought and what is actual guidance. And so I'll use a physical confirmation of the pendulum with the chart, just to give myself a little bit of a, confirmation, I guess. Let me see if I can turn this down. I'll clip this to my shirt. Alright, so just attach this here. Alright, hopefully you can still hear me. Let's reconnect this. Alright, we'll do our best here. So I've got my notepad, my pen. Always make sure I have a little test at the top to make sure it actually writes. And then here I've got my chart. I've put it back in its little case so it doesn't blow away. It's windier up here than I expected, but we're gonna roll with it. And the date is June 24th, 2026. I always like to start with that. Let's go to a blank page. So often I will do this process for myself if I'm channeling a full message, but today we're only looking for some questions to ask, and then we're going to try vocal channeling. So just tuning in quickly, and I'm just asking for guidance from my guides and higher self and oversoul as to what sort of questions I should be asking, because often I run into mental blocks with my human side as to what sort of questions to ask. Sometimes I'll have questions that I want to have answered, and I'll sit down and ask those. But for today, I'm feeling a bit like there's a block. And I did a meditation earlier and a clearing on myself to prepare for this, but see what they feel like I should be asking. Almost seems like a bit of an oxymoron to be asking for the questions to ask, but it helps. I have a feeling that a lot of the questions that are going to come up are going to be around stepping into this journey and what that'll look like, but we shall see. It's the questions I've been asking a lot over the last while. Where do I begin? What do I do? The answer always comes back to just start. So let's see what we got here. So what is, hey, come back. What is the first step of the journey meant to, what is the first step of journey meant to, I don't know if I like this pen. Is there another question? Yes, so we just asked for confirmation. What would you have me do? I'm hearing different. And this is the other thing, is that when it starts to flow through, I can start to just not use the chart as much because I can hear the next words being asked, or being said, I should say. Different. Oh, hello, other bug, please. Thank you. To what I am doing currently. Is there another question? Yes. Knowing what the outcome will be, do I am the right path, or is that correct? Would have me just, is there another question? No. Alright, so we've got 3 questions here. The 3 questions are, what is the first step of the journey meant to look like? The next question is, what would you have me do different to what I am doing currently? And the third is, knowing what the outcome will be, do you feel I'm on the right path, or would you have me adjust course? Now, I already know that this third question is a little bit of a human question, shall we say. And I can also start to hear what they're saying prior to, or like as I'm asking the questions, and they're really keen to come through. So we're going to just jump right into that. As soon as I put a windscreen on this microphone, hopefully that helps reduce the noise a little bit, but we shall see. I'm not holding my breath. All right, and I'm reminding myself that this is just intended to be practice. It doesn't need to be perfect. Nobody here to judge but me. Maybe any hikers that come wandering up this path, but I'm gonna hold this so that I can actually hopefully hear myself after. All right, so I'm gonna start out with the first question, and I'm gonna do my best to go in and out of channel and see how this goes. But they guided me up here, so this feels like it should be the right spot. So the first question again is, what is the first step of the journey meant to look like? This is always the part I have trouble with because, again, my human side comes through and there's blocks to, or I feel like there's blocks. Immediately saying they're like, it's all imposed, it's not. It's all just a choice. It's all, you're choosing to be blocked. But there's this resistance between hearing what the channeling is, or what they're saying, and then actually vocalizing it. Because, again, it's so hard to, or it feels challenging to differentiate between thought and guidance, and to actually allow my human mind to move out of the way. So what's the first step of this journey meant to look like? I suppose I'm just going to say it as I hear it. Oh, dear one, we are so glad that you have finally taken the time and the chance to connect with us and to listen to higher guidance and to allow for it to come through you. We know that this is a big step for you, even though you have done this before with us. Stepping into this again feels like a great deal to overcome. And you ask, what is the first step? But dear one, you are making it. You are actively taking steps forward, even when it feels like you are not. You are moving forward with grace, and we would love for you to have more ease in this process. We understand that there are things for your human mind to overcome, to allow for us to share in your being, in your life. We don't like to use the phrase hand over control, but there is a certain element of being able to accept and acknowledge and allow for another energy to take over your physical body. And we understand the struggles that come with this request, with this task. But we would not ask if you were not capable. So when you ask, what is the first step? It's hard for us to say because you are already walking the path. We know this seems like a bit of a trite answer, and perhaps only a reminder that you are capable and you are able and you have these gifts, and you often question them because it seemingly comes so easily to you. So you assume that there must be some sort of thing that you are doing incorrectly, that you feel that there must be some sort of thing for you to overcome, that you must do it in a way that someone else is doing it, when the truth of the matter is you are meant to do it in the way that comes to you most easily. Stop trying to make things harder than they need to be. Stop trying to find a reason why you can't do it when you feel and know that you can. Why put yourself through that grief, that stress, that energetic combustion and breakdown? We know you hear us. We know you sense us. We only wish that you would be more open to allowing for us to help and for us to guide and for us to openly communicate. But we also know that this will come in time. We have patience. We have nothing but love for you. And we are here. We are here for you. We are here for all of humanity to help, to enlighten, to guide through this chaotic time in the world. We have been here before. We will be here again. We will be here for all eternity. You only need to ask for our help. Align to the frequencies. But as we have told you before, we can only meet you halfway. It has to be a choice, a decision that you make, a decision that you allow. You must meet us halfway. We cannot come down and take over, so to speak. It goes against our rules and our orders. And maybe perhaps we should say not that we cannot, but that we would really prefer not to. We very much prefer when you're in agreement, when you are willing and you meet us in the middle. Let me stretch out for a second. All right. Question is, thank you. Okay. So the next question, what would you have me do different to what I am doing currently? There is not something that we would have you do differently per se, but there are things that we would have you do more of. We would have you spend more time in nature, spend more time outside of your mind, outside of the walls of wherever you reside at any given moment. And we would also ask that you connect more, not just with us, but with others, other humans, animals, again, nature, plants, water, air, earth. Out of these, connecting with humans is probably the most vital. As uncomfortable as it can seem sometimes, your connection with humans is your connection to the divine. It is all well and good to connect with us and channel the higher realms and higher guidance and higher dimensions, but it can become a bit of a trap if done all the time. And if you are only doing it for yourself, keeping it to yourself. So while we love your company, it is important that you share these things with other humans and to connect with them on a human-to-human level as well. The whole point of coming to this Earth School is for connection, is for the human experience. Connect to yourself, connect to the ground, connect to others, connect to the divine, but do not allow for that to be the only thing that you do. It's very easy and comfortable to stay indoors and to stay inside and inside yourself, but it is not where the magic happens. We are here to connect with anytime you desire. You only need to ask for the connection, and in any moment, we will be there. We are always here. But for the sake of joy, and the sake of experience, it is important that you continue to connect with your fellow human. You chose to incarnate into this reality for a reason. Don't allow for that reason to slip by unnoticed. One thing about connecting to these higher energies and doing clearing work, because when you connect to these energies, they definitely help to clear things that are going on. And I've had this cough for the past few days, and it's really coming up. I've been fine all day, and then now doing this, all of a sudden I'm having a coughing attack. So just catching my breath. Enjoying this beautiful scenery. Okay. Gosh, I hope I can make it through. So the final question that came up was knowing what the outcome will be. Do you feel I am on the right path, or would you have me adjust course? Let me just dive back in and reconnect. Oh, dear one. You are always on the right path. There is nothing in this lifetime that can take you off the path to your highest destiny. You may take alternate paths that take more time, but as far as your contracts that your soul agreed to and the happenings in this lifetime, those things that are most meant for you will always find you. You may resist them. You may decide to detour for a while. That is up to you and your soul and the journey that you would like to have. Know that there is always a faster way and a slower way of doing things. It often comes down to resistance, synchronicity, timing, resilience, staying the course. When you decide to do something and you actively enact trying to do that thing, if it is meant for you, it will happen. Humans worry so much about whether they're doing the right or wrong thing when all there is choice. Make a choice, follow that choice, see where it takes you. Sometimes the choice may not seemingly make sense in the moment, but when you look back, you will realize that you learned and gained so many things along the way, whether that be experience or information or the people that you met. So many of you say, oh, what a coincidence, when there's no such thing as coincidence. There's only synchronicity and alignment. And alignment may not always feel aligned. Sometimes it feels like you're diverting from the path that you thought you were meant to be on, when in fact you were meant to forge ahead a new path, one exclusively for yourself. So when you ask us if you are on the right path, we say, of course, my dear. Of course you are on the right path. There is no other one. You may look back in the future and say, wow, I wish that I had taken that opportunity to do something. But remember, if it didn't happen, then perhaps it was not meant for you. And sometimes the things we most want are the things most not meant for us. So you may experience a grief of the path not taken, but that just may not be the path that was meant for you or meant to be taken. And that is okay. You must be okay with exploring the paths that are unfamiliar and perhaps not feeling as they are meant for you. As it is true that the things that we often feel most resistance to are the things that will help us grow the most. So worry not. The path you are on is the path for you, even in its uncertainties. And above all else, remember, we are here, we are guiding, and we love you. I always have to readjust a little bit after that. Definitely a lot moving those energies through, but it always feels nice. So thank you for coming along for this part of the journey. I'm going to go lay in the sunshine for a little bit longer before I head home. See you next time.